welcome back to my hot topic. How are you, Tiffany? How have you been? It's been so long. Where have you been? I know where I've been. I don't know where you've been. Where have you been? I've been waiting for you this whole time. You never showed up. It's kind of rude, honestly, but whatever. I would forgive you for literally anything. Anyway, welcome to this reading vlog where I vlogged the entire week of my unnamed Patreon exclusive readathon. It doesn't have a name. I created a readathon. I had it on Patreon. The patrons and I were having fun. What do you think, by the way, of this look? I'm like very paranoid that I have lipstick on my teeth, but what do you think? I haven't worn a lipstick this dark since I was probably, very young versus what I am now, which is very old. Journalistic grandpa. I was gonna do just like a simple sort of maroon burgundy eyeliner. Keep it simple, keep it classy. And then I was like, what if I just did everything though? In this reading vlog, I read two books, not four, two. One of them, technically, I did DNF. The other one, though, I did finish. So, first of all, I did pick up The Boatman's Daughter. This was for a Southern Gothic horror reading prompt. This, in case you don't know, is about this girl. When she's younger, she's with her dad and this like witch. We don't know really anything about the witch. We just know that she's a witch. So she's in this boat with the witch and her dad. And she's like, bro, I'm hungry. Like, when are we going home? What's for dinner? And her dad's like, we'll be there soon. Don't worry. Like, it'll be over soon. They get to this like island. I think I'm remembering this correctly. Maybe I'm not remembering it correctly. I don't know. The witch and her dad get off the boat. Her dad's like, don't you dare move. Like, stay there or else. And she's like, okay, cool, I will, whatever. They go off and she's alone and she's like, I don't know, maybe I should follow him. Then she hears like a gunshot and a scream. And she's like, Papa? Was it you, Papa? So she gets off the boat and she goes into like the forest and onto this island. And she's looking around, whatever. She can't find her papa. She keeps saying, Papa, Papa, what are you, Papa? Like screaming for her papa. There is no papa though. What she does find is a baby with its neck slit. Baby's bleeding. And she's like, holy shit, I am like 12. I'm not meant for these kinds of situations. But she turns around to get like a cloth or something. She comes back around, the baby, fine. As if his throat was never slit. Our main character, whose name I think is Miranda is like suspicious. But either way, she bundles up the baby. She holds it close to her chest. That's that. Fast forward. We're going into the future. Miranda's like 20 something now. That baby is also like 13 or something. And her and the witch are cool. And I guess the story kind of starts there. I also read Blood Cruise by Matt Stransberg. This was for a vampire horror novel reading prompt. And this, in case you don't know, in case you couldn't tell, is about a cruise ship. And we're following like multiple people who are getting onto this cruise ship. And you're thinking, okay, whatever, how was that like a spooky, scary book? Let me tell you. By the way, also, this cruise is 24 hours long. It's a booze cruise. Like, it's literally just going across the bay. It's more of like a ferry than it is like a cruise. But either way, there's a bunch of people getting on the ship, and then among them are two vampires. But nobody knows that they're vampires. Nobody really pays attention to them other than to like give like weird looks. One of the vampires is like a woman. The other one is a small child, or what looks like a small child. The woman has like a bunch of makeup all over her face. Imagine me on a cruise ship as a vampire. Like, that's what she looks like. She's just caked to the gods. But it looks weird. Her skin looks weird. And when people look at her, they're like, that woman, like, it's obvious that she's wearing too much makeup. But there's also just something wrong with her. Like, I just get like a bad feeling when I look at her. And this happens like multiple times. But long story short, this little boy vampire is fucking around and finding out, because this little boy vampire bites one person, and that person bites one person, and that person bites another. It's literally just like the pyramid scheme of contagious diseases, except it's vampirism. And it's on a cruise ship, so it's contained. I also read this. Now, if you're interested in seeing my reactions, my thoughts, opinions about these books, please continue to watch. We'd love to have you. Travis, thank you again so much for doing this on such short notice. Jeremy called in this afternoon, saying that he was too heartbroken or something to come into work. And I was like, That's literally not an excuse, but okay, like if you're not gonna come, you're not gonna come. Like, what can I do? Oh, it was okay. So you're saying that he was too depressed to come into work because this morning you went to the apartment and got the rest of your stuff. It's really a for sure thing then, it seems. Excuse me, sorry, I'm just blotting my lipstick. Jeremy tried to stop you from getting your stuff. That's crazy. That is crazy, Travis. Like, he was like blocking the doorway, you mean? Oh my gosh, that's insane. Poor Jeremy. Oh, it's horrible. You know, it's just, Tiffany and I personally are just heartbroken over the whole thing. And I'm not saying that to be like, you're making a mistake, blah, blah, blah. No, I think you have every right. You're justified in every single sense to no longer want to be with him because of the way he treated you. I just think it's just a wasted potential of a relationship, that's all. But also at the same time, like, who am I to talk? I'm literally more single than like anyone. Are you thinking about dating again? Are you gonna go back on the scene, or are you gonna take your time with it? When I talked to Jeremy about it, he said that he had no interest in dating anyone for a while. That Tiffany, you were there. What did he say? He said something about like, he's the one love of my life, or something like that, or like saying that basically like you were the only person he's ever like been in love with. That's what he said to Tiffany and I. Tiffany would tell you. Tiffany knows, she was there. He was really waxing, waning poetic about your guys' relationship and like how he had never felt so seen before and never experienced such highs of love, you know? And I mean, I imagine that with so much joy that he gained from this relationship. Of course, he's gonna try to block the door and prevent you from getting the rest of your things. I mean, I imagine he doesn't want it to be over, you know? But what can you do? You guys will find other people. And like, I'm sure they won't be as good as like the other, but you know, I'm sure like in the long run, they'll do just fine. Travis, could you just roll the clip for me, please? Also, like, thanks again so much for filling in. We really appreciate it. You come in clutch every single time, and I'm just so grateful. Roll the clip. Roll the clip. Travis, you're pushing a lot of buttons. Are you trying to roll the clip and you can't, or what's going on? Oh, you got it? You got it. Okay, thank God. I just don't understand, honestly, why it's so hard to roll a clip. Not that I'm not saying anything bad, of course, about you. I would never. It's just like a thought I have quite often, just for no reason. Anyway, go ahead and roll the clip for us, will you? Thanks. You're the best.
Thinking about the way that you know me. No one ever cared like you care for me. You're such a bright star in the dark space. Babe, it never worked out with the others. All we ever did was fight, and at one point I would never thought that I would meet someone like you. This time it's all different. You got every little string on me. The way you make me feel is crazy. How did you get so fly? You got me like, my. You got me like, my. You got me like, there's no other than you now, babe. Nah, 'cause you got me like, my. Like, oh my God. Don't let anyone hold you down just because you are shining way more than the other could. Oh. And the best part is that you're still so humble about it. 'Cause you know it's important. This time it's all different. You got every little string on me. The way you make me feel is crazy. How did you get so fly? You got me like, my. You got me like, my. You got me like, there's no other than you now, babe. Nah, 'cause you got me like, my. got every little string on me. The way you make me feel is crazy. How did you get so fly? You got me like, my, my, my. You got me like, my, my, my. You got me like, there's no other than you now, baby. Nah, 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 'cause you got me like, my, my, my. Like, oh my God. My, my, my. You got me like, my, my, my. You got me like, there's no other than you now, baby. Nah, 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 'cause you got me like, my, my, my. Like, oh my God. Problems. I would never thought that you could be causing these problems. It smells so bright with eyes like these diamonds. Caution. I know I should have known. Right now you're not alone. I don't wanna get in trouble. See where you stand. I don't wanna see you crumble. To recall what we meant. All the words you never said. All the questions in my head. 'Cause you're trouble, yeah. Yeah, you're trouble. Yeah, you're trouble.
Hi, Tiff. I wanted to talk to you about something I've read recently. Imagine Hansel and Gretel. You know, that like old German story, I think it's German, about those little kids who go out into the forest. They find like a gingerbread house covered in candy. They start eating it. And then the witch comes out and bakes them and eats them, you know? It's like that, but instead it's like set in the future. We have these kids. It's like Dune future. Do you know what I mean? It's all sandy and like desolate. There's like no one around. It's like the apocalypse. They live in a spaceship with their dad and their stepmom. Their stepmom also is like totally the worst. Like she's literally the rudest. Not only that, she's also pregnant. Hansel and Gretel, they're just getting by. They go out every day with their dad in their little space suits. They go out and they start looking for water. It's hard to find water because in this world, the resources are dwindling on Earth. But they do find water and they go back to the spaceship where their stepmother decides that she's gonna drink every last drop. Like as a side, the way that I would literally throw hands, the way that I would body slam that woman is crazy. Anyway, Hansel and Gretel are horrified. They're like, that water could have been our, that part of that water could have been our, like a few drops, just half a cup maybe each. Did you really need to drink all of it? Even just like the little droplets that came down your chin as you were chugging it could have been ours. The next day, Daddy, Papa says to these kids, okay kids, you guys go out alone. I've got stuff to do here. I'm just gonna stay on the ship. You guys go out though. You guys go out and try to find water. So the kids, they put on their little helmets and they get out there. And then why, Tiffany, do these children, do Hansel and Gretel watch as their father and stepmother ride into space? They see them blast off into the stars. If I was those kids, I would regret at that moment not murdering that woman. But anyway, these kids, Hansel and Gretel, are walking through the desert. By the way, also sobbing, crying because they just got abandoned by literally their only resource for life. And these kids literally know in their heads, they're like, we're gonna die in like a few hours. And they see this bright light, huge bright light. And they look and it's this dome. And then they meet an older woman. And I'm going to leave it there because the craziest things happen after that. If you're like, Dordeline, what is this? Let me tell you. This is a little short story from this app called Storyverse, which is the sponsor of today's video. Thank you so much to Storyverse for sponsoring this video. Storyverse is basically the melding, the bridge, the connection between literature and digital storytelling. The little synopsis I just gave you was for a story that I read on Storyverse, and the way that it had me actually hooked, the way that I was horrified, the price of water really got to me because it's a story about children who have literally nothing getting absolutely exploited and them sort of rising and outsmarting. Does that make sense? That probably doesn't make any sense. It's gruesome, it's gory, and it's horrifying. And it has a lot of things that I personally really love in horror, like creepy kids, creepy old people. It's also got like entrapment. I love entrapment kind of horror. Anyway, now if you don't have an interest in horror stories, that's totally fine, Tiff. You can totally find other things on the Storyverse app. We've got thrillers, we've got mystery, we've got romance, we've got dystopian, we got fantasy. Genuinely, I'm obsessed with this app. I've been scrolling on it all week. Please check them out. There is a link in my description where you can download the app on Android and iOS, and it's completely free. Tiffany, it's completely free. Again, you can download it on iOS and Android. It's a great app, and I'm obsessed. Thank you so much to Storyverse for sponsoring this video. Welcome to this reading vlog. Also, welcome to the first day to what is my unnamed Patreon readathon. On Patreon, I'm hosting a readathon. That's like a choose your own adventure kind of thing. And it started today. And I started reading my first book, which the prompt is for a Southern Gothic horror. I chose The Boatman's Daughter. I literally have only ever really seen this book. I've never really seen anyone talk about it. I didn't really know what to expect. First of all, I really like it, and I'm surprised. Now that I think about it, I thought that the author was the author of The Troop. I think that was a different guy. Anyway, how do I describe this? This book is very much like the kind of thing where the plot is almost like water. It's like almost like slipping through your fingers. The more you try to hold on to it, the more it slips through your fingers. And it kind of has this like liquid movement to it. Does that make sense? I can't define the plot. I can't define what's going on, but I do understand it. Which I think honestly actually makes no sense, but in my head, it makes sense. I have many questions though. First of all, what the fuck happened to this girl's dad? What happened to the boatman that's in the title? Also, the fact that like the witch like came back and the girl, Miranda, our main character, was like, what happened to my papa? And the witch is like, we'll like have to let the gods of the forest tell you. What? But you were with him. What do you mean, let the gods of the forest tell me? You were there. Why would they tell me shit? I don't even know them. I know you. I know that you were there. What do you mean? I kind of wanted the witch to be like one of those like cutesy things. You know how like sometimes in stories witches are cutesy and cozy? I wanted her to have that vibe, but she really does not have that vibe. She's kind of a bitch. We don't know what happened to her dad. It's assumed though that he's dead. Motherfucker has never come back, and it's been like over 10 years. That night in the forest, she hears a gunshot and she goes into the forest looking for her papa. She does not find her father. Instead, she finds a baby whose throat has been slit. And you're thinking, that's awful. And yes, you're right. And she also thinks the same thing. She's like, this baby, this poor baby. So she's trying to, soak up the blood, put pressure on the wound. And then she turns away. And when she turns back, the baby's fine. The baby, there was no wound. There was no slit throat. Weird and suspicious. But now this baby is like a grown-ass man. Well, kind of a grown-ass man. He's like 10. He's mute. He can't hear, I don't think. His fingers are webbed. And it seems as though he's kind of like deformed in a way. We learn stuff about like his mom, kind of, and like his dad. Maybe they wanted to have him killed, or specifically the dad did. There are just people who are just like the absolute fucking worst. The absolute worst. Like creepy men who were just fucking creepy as fuck. Men who were like, oh, that Miranda bitch was hot when she was a kid. I think I have about two hours, maybe 2.5 hours left of the audiobook. I don't have this book physically. I'm just listening to it on audio. And depending on what rating I give it will determine which book I read next. This is crazy, but I kind of hope it's like a 3-star book. That way I can move across to Evil Town, Evil Family, and then make my way to Vampire, because I really want to read a vampire book. I asked my patrons yesterday. I was honestly sitting on my couch on TikTok, and there was this guy who was talking about like his favorite like death games in horror movies, and he brought up Battle Royale, and I was like, never finished that book, and I really want to finish reading it. And then I was like, maybe I could. And I was like, how do I fit Battle Royale into this readathon? And I was like, is it vacation horror? Because technically they're like on a field trip, It's like kind of a vacation. So I got on Patreon. I like put up a poll and I was like, is this vacation horror? So far, it's like pretty much split. Like, it's pretty much like down the middle. Like 30% said no, 30% said yes, 30% said maybe. We'll see. So if I don't go across to, evil town, evil family, I'll go down to vacation horror, where I think I might honestly read battle royale. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I'm gonna order a pizza because I'm very hungry and I wanted to reward myself for filming today because I've been kind of procrastinating with it. So I will talk to you later. Bye.
Tell what you were thinking, babe. Your thoughts are only getting louder. While you are up in space, I sit here by myself. Are you gonna spill the truth, the waste your life away? Sitting on your fingertips, so I know what you'll say. Baby, don't bother, you know it hurts anyway. Don't bother, as long as you don't say that it's over now, that it's over. We used to talk about getting older. We said we hold on, but now it's over. It can't be over, over. I don't know what you did, but it's alright with me. It doesn't matter any longer. I will forgive your flaws if you're forgiving mine. Are you gonna spill the truth, the waste your life away? Sitting on your fingertips, so I know what you'll say. Baby, don't bother, you know it hurts anyway. Don't bother, as long as you don't say that it's over now, that it's over. We used to talk about getting older. We said we hold on, but now it's over. It can't be over, over. Spill it out, don't you spare any details of how you feel about us. Spill it out, don't you spare any details. Oh baby, as long as you don't say that it's over now, that it's over. We used to talk about getting older. We said we hold on, but now it's over. It can't be over, over. I'm indecisive, I'm hard to read. I'm like a fake, it's so hard to lead. Got a few tricks up my sleeve, oh You're decisive, know what you want. We both know my heart can't be bought. Maybe we're in it for the hunt, oh I see that you see me, that you need me, not to waste your time. I see that you see through, you're impatient, let the stars align. The way you've been staring at me wakes me up like the sun. I don't wanna cut you off, but I know this is such a rush. The way you move so free, put your body next to me. I don't wanna cut you off, this is such a rush.
Hi Tiffany, How's it going? So it's Tuesday. I didn't update you yesterday because I didn't read anything because I was literally just editing like the entire day, panic editing. I do have updates for you though in terms of what I've been reading. I was reading The Boatman's Daughter. I have like 2 hours left of the audiobook. I cannot keep up with it. I literally tried listening to the audiobook like 3 or 4 different times. Nothing was sticking. Do you know what I mean? Do you ever have that happen to you where you're listening to an audiobook and you want to concentrate on it, but your mind just keeps drifting? Like that's what just kept happening. And so I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm DNFing it. Which is crazy because like I really liked it the first time I listened to it. But the second time I tried to get into it, I just like literally couldn't. Let me know if that ever happens to you. Maybe I'm just like a weirdo. Maybe I'm just like not like other girls. Anyway, the way that the Readathon works, based on what star rating you give, decides which book you'll go to next, which prompt you'll go to next. So since I DNF'd The Boatman's Daughter, I decided to go down to vacation horror. I decided to pick up Blood Cruise. This is by Mats Strandberg. This is a translated work. I believe it's translated from Swedish. I did start reading this last night. I'm about 100 pages into it. I'm going to keep reading it today, and I'm hoping maybe I can finish it tomorrow because I do want to read at least a few books for this readathon. I'm also doing sprints with Katie and the patrons right now. Me and Katie, when we get on live, we're crazy together, okay? Like, I don't want to say that Katie and I are like soulmates, but I think we like honestly might be soulmates. Like, we honestly just like complete each other. We're complete opposites, I feel, but at the same time, we're so alike that things just click. I don't know. Ask Katie herself too. She'll agree with you. She'll say like, oh my God, Jordaline, we're meant to be. Like, I agree 100%. We're soulmates. I was on live with Katie for the Patreon for reading sprints. If you want to join the Patreon, by the way, you totally can. I probably convince you to never join my Patreon, and like I 100% understand why you would feel that way. Let me quickly talk to you about this because I really like this so far, and it's fucking crazy. So far, we're going through different perspectives of different characters. We're following this one woman named Marianne. By the way, also, this is like on a cruise ship. So everybody's getting on the cruise ship. Everyone's like, la-di-da-di-da. Technically like a cruise ferry type of situation. People get on, it's only like for 24 hours. And people kind of think of it as like a booze cruise kind of situation where it's like 24 hours where they can just like completely lose their inhibitions. There's this woman named Marianne. I'm assuming that she's kind of like older, middle-aged. She's kind of sad, honestly. Like reading from her point of view is like not good. She's just super insecure. Poor Marianne. And we're also following these like 2 women who are like 40, 50 years old. They're just cringe, but also at the same time, I love them so much. Like they're like chubby 40-year-old women just like at the fucking club, just dancing and like showing off titties and showing off ass and like wearing feather boas and shit. And I'm literally like, yes, girl, yes, work. I love them so much. And then we're also following this kid named Albin. I think he's like a teenager. He's on the cruise with his mom and his dad and his aunt and his cousin. Now, Albin was adopted. He's from Vietnam. Everyone in his family is white and blonde, okay? Albin, Vietnamese, Asian. So he's not blood related to them, but he hasn't spoken to his cousin in a while, and they used to be like best friends. They used to be like besties. But then when she moved away, they like lost contact. They haven't really talked that much. But now that he's like reintroduced to her after like a year apart, this bitch is like completely different. I hate his fucking cousin so much. Like I hate her. Like she's just rude. They see the 40-year-old women, you know, partying, dancing, whatever, living their little best lives. His cousin, whose name I cannot remember, is like, oh, like, isn't it sad? Ew, like, why do they think that feather boas are good? Like, just like talking shit. Just talking shit out loud about these strangers. And everyone at the table is like, bro, shut the fuck up. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck? She's like, what? It's my opinion. Like, she's just like literally the worst. Like, I hate her. I hate her so much. Albin's like a teenage boy. And he's like, I want to seem cool to her because it seems like she's gotten cooler. I've gotten kind of like less cool. You know what I mean? So there's that. Anyway, and then we also have the vampires, which is why it's called Blood Cruise, because there's vampires on the ship. One of the vampires is like this woman. The other vampire, it looks like a little boy. For the part where I'm at, the little boy has bitten somebody. And it's literally horrifying, bro. The way that this child is described, I've never heard of vampires being described this way, but it literally makes fucking sense. They're described as being like corpse-esque. The woman specifically, she has like caked on makeup to sort of mask the funerary look to her face and skin. The characters who see her are like, that lady looks weird, she doesn't look right. Like, you can tell that she's wearing too much makeup, it doesn't look good. Their skin is like loose and sagging. Honestly, I really like the idea that like the vampires, when they haven't eaten, when they haven't fed, that they become more corpse-like, and that when they get fresh blood, when they freshly feed, that's when they can kind of like regain their beauty, regain like a more lifelike pallor. I really enjoy that, and you don't see that a lot. I feel in vampire fiction. A lot of the time, vampire fiction, they're perfect all the fucking time. But no. It should be that they are like corpses until they feed, because like the fresh blood is giving life to their organs. You know what I mean? I will update you when I get further in and let you know how I feel about it. I think I'm also going to make whipped feta, maybe some roasted potatoes. I also need to clean. Sam is going to be visiting me in 2 weeks, and I have not been preparing for that, like, at all. I need to specifically I need to clean my room. My room is like messy. Most of it's like laundry, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I also need to clean my kitchen and stuff. So anyway, I'll talk to you later. Okay. Stay gorgeous. Bye.
Work is almost over, summer's getting closer. No time to be sober, sunshine on my shoulders. I'm alive and breathing, living my best life. Love is on my mind and it's making me high. I'm staying in this moment, though it's hard sometimes, but I work it out every once in a while. I feel the love, I feel it growing every day. I feel the love, I feel the love. I hope it never goes away. I feel the love, love, love. I'm gonna make a fuss. It has always been about you. Never been a table set for two. You never care a little bit, not much. So now I'm gonna make a fuss. Do you see me now? Oh, do you see me now? Do you see me now? Do you see me now? Oh, let me explain. I'm gonna be this, you will always be the same. Your apologize came a little too late. I'm leaving this behind cause I wanna stay the same. After all that we've been through, I always knew I'd be the one to care a little bit, way too much. So now I'm gonna make a fuss. It has always been about you. Never been a table set for two. You never care a little bit, not much. So now I'm gonna make a fuss. Do you see me now? Oh, do you see me now? Do you see me now? Do you see me now? This is not the way we planned it. This is not what we dreamed of. But the thing is, oh, the thing is, I don't care anymore. Do you see me now? Oh, do you see me now? Do you see me now? Do you see me now? 사실은 I want you to know you're not the only one. Call me wherever you want, just keep me entertained. Blame it on my ADHD. I can't focus on you lately. I want you to know you haven't been on my mind. You gotta keep trying. Readathon 놓잖아.
Hello and welcome to this vlog's version of what did Jordaline get from the grocery store at this time. I made an order online and I had it delivered. So I literally hate buying from Walmart, but it is the cheapest place to buy food. Anyway, let's start with the vegetables, okay? I did procure a bag of spinach. I believe I'm going to put this in a stew. Can you believe, honestly, that I'm actually thinking about making the tomato white bean stew again? I can't see myself ever getting tired of that food, Tiff. I can't see it for me. I don't see it. I also got some mini cukes. There are 5 in this bag. I believe also that this was like $7. It's all because they were sold out of just like regular cucumbers. So I had to get these expensive, stupid, tiny ones, which is so annoying, but whatever. I also picked up a bag of frozen edamame for smashed edamame dip, which I'm so excited for. I'm gonna make that, I think, tomorrow. I got some celery just for dips. I did pick up vegan chocolate chips once again. My friend keeps wanting me to make her cookies, and so I keep having to buy vegan chips. Personally, I like milk chocolate chips. A giant carrot. Look at the size of it, bro. It's huge. I love these carrots just because they're ridiculously large, and I really like that. I also bought 1 singular lime, cilantro for the edamame. I did also buy some mini potatoes, specifically for, I think, whipped feta and avocado. I also bought this bread, which is multigrain 9 seed and grains sliced bread, specifically for the edamame. I know what you're thinking, Jordaline, this entire haul is mainly for the edamame dip, and you would be right, Tiff Tiffany. Finally, something that's not for the edamame dip. Some spicy Italian veggie sausages. These are plant-based sausages. They didn't have the Beyond brand, so these are like the second best in my head. They are really good. They're really good. They're just not as good, in my opinion, as the Beyond sausage, because these ones kind of have more of like a hot dog texture versus the Beyond, but whatever. Butter chicken sauce in a jar, just because like I don't know how to make butter chicken sauce and I'm lazy. I did have this before where I had like a jar of butter chicken sauce and I just put a can of chickpeas and then like a half a block of tofu in it, and bro, it was so good, and it was so filling with like some rice. It was so good. I should have also, though, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I should have bought some naan, but oh well. I bought a singular Wonder Bar. I've been obsessed with these. I don't know why. I bought some cherry tomatoes for the stew and also just for dip-ins. Donuts, mini honey crullers, and I also bought like these glazed ones. Yeah, that's my grocery haul, to be honest with you. So it's Wednesday also, by the way. I have not read any more of Blood Cruise, but I'm in the middle of cooking, so I'm gonna get back to that. And I think after I'm done eating dinner, I think that's when I'm gonna keep going with Blood Cruise. I will keep you updated. It was good talking to you. I have to put away my groceries now. My cat is annoying the hell out of me. He's going wild. Anyway, I'm also very hungry, so I think I'm gonna eat some of these donuts. I'm very excited. Anyway, I'll talk to you later, Tiff. Bye.
젖은 채로 stay 하루 종일 또 색다른 motive Hush fame 그 그램이 너를 take 매일 갖고 싶어만 생각하면 높이 날아 I heard that you've been just searching for someone when you need me right now It's now or never babe I just wanted you to see It's natural desire Cause you need me right now With you I can feel it in my body With you I can feel it in my mind Dua Lipa extra Just tryna do more Supernova with you Yeah, she knows I'm feeling Dua Lipa.
Hi, how's it going? It is currently Thursday, and I have made progress, significant progress with Blood Cruise. 414 pages into this book. I have about 130 pages left. My friend is coming over in like less than an hour, but I do feel really, really gross. So I kind of want to put on like a little bit of makeup. By the way, I know it looks like I'm wearing the same outfit as the beginning of the video. I'm not. It's the same like sheer shirt, but I'm wearing a dress over it. I think I want to do maybe like my brows. Maybe also put some blush on. My skin is so dry and so gross. It's crazy. Although actually next week I'm going to the spa and getting a microdermabrasion. Why did I say that weird? I'm getting a microdermabrasion facial for $35. My old roommate messaged me and she was like, hey, do you want to go? I forget what it is. It's like a college, like a beauty college. And so it's students performing these like aesthetic procedures and such. You don't pay as much. And normally it's $65, but on Fridays, everything's 50% off. So I'm getting a fancy fucking facial done for $35. It's literally a steal. So I'm very excited because my skin, it doesn't feel great. It's not great. Blood Cruise. I'm so all over the place. I really, really like this book and I'm so glad that I put down the Boatman book and picked up this one because I'm really enjoying myself. Who is she? A booktuber? She the kind of girl who can read books physically? She is. Things are playing out in Blood Cruise kind of how I thought they would, although actually there are certain characters that I was kind of convinced were gonna have a bigger role that do not, and there were certain things that I was expecting to happen that are not happening, or haven't happened rather yet. Who knows if they will, because in the beginning of the book there's all of this setup about like who these characters are, what their relationship is with each other, and you know, conflict. Also, can I just say, when everything started getting crazy with the vampires, I was like, okay, this is pretty tame. This isn't that gory, etc., etc. I was wrong. Tiffany, I was wrong. It is gory, and it's not only that, horrifying. It kind of honestly reminds me of like a zombie book. These vampires, when they're quote unquote newborns, they don't know who they are, they don't know anything. All that they know is their hunger. And so I think in that way, it reminds me of zombies, where it's kind of like this like mindless feeding frenzy, like a feralness to it. It's spooky. Honestly, reading it last night, I was kind of getting a little bit spooked. I was kind of getting scared. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is a nightmare. I feel as though this book is genius because it has everything that I love about horror just kind of wrapped up in one, like gory monster thing, entrapment, like literally a fight for your life situation. Like I love those kinds of books. I love the kind of books where people are like isolated, people are fucking trapped in and kind of have to beat the bad things. I'm interested, very interested to see how this is going to end. Certain characters want things to end a certain way. I don't want to spoil you, okay, Tiffany? I don't want to give anything away. I want you to read this book though, because it's really good. It's a big chunker. It's a chunker. I'm not even gonna lie to you, Tiffs. It's a chunk boy. It's a chunky chunk boy. But it goes by really quickly. Surprisingly, it goes by really, really quickly. Also, the chapters are so quick, so easy. I feel like you can go through like 15 chapters in like 30 minutes to an hour. Not only that, but we also have different perspectives all over the boat. So you're seeing things for as they are. I do have questions. I have questions about what's going to happen at the end. I have questions about certain characters. We haven't heard from certain characters in a while. And so I'm kind of like, are you dead? Because like, if you're dead, that's crazy. If you're dead, that's insane. Are you a vampire? Because that's even crazier. The last thing we heard from a certain character, it's kind of seemed like they were dead. It's gory, it's fun, it's fast paced. I'm probably going to finish it tonight. I might try to finish it tonight. I don't know. We'll see. Depends. Just because I woke up really early this morning. I did read a little bit this morning. I don't think I'm going to have time while we hang out. And I think that by the time that she leaves, I'll probably be pretty tired. I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you know. Sam, my bestie, my best friend, is going to be visiting me in literally like 2 weeks. I think I mentioned this a few clips back. I can't remember, but she's going to be visiting me. And I have to prepare for a few things. The brows are not bad. My brows are fucked up though. I need to, honestly, I'm thinking about completely just like shaving off the tail end of my brow. First of all, because it's so sparse. First of all, because it's so sparse, but then also just because like I feel like it'd be easier to kind of like have like a straight, because I really love, and I have for a long time loved a very straight brow. I want my brows to go straight and then like this. Do you know what I mean? Like, Sam's gonna come visit me. She's gonna be here for almost a week, which is crazy because usually she only visits like 3 or 4 days, but this time it's a bit longer. We have a ton of plans. We're gonna eat a bunch of food. We're gonna go book shopping, of course. I'm very excited, honestly, for the book shopping. I have not been book shopping, mostly because I don't have the money to. Although actually I've been reached out to by a few sponsors, which I'm very, 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 very grateful towards. And so there's going to be a few more sponsored videos coming up, and I'm very excited for that. Also, because like 2024, the horror releases, the horror books that I had no idea existed, bro, my Amazon wish list, first of all, is crazy. But then also like, just like my Amazon cart, my save for later is just book, horror. Like, it's crazy. So there's so many books I want to buy. So I'm so excited for her to come visit and for me to like splurge a little bit, just splurge teeny tiny bit. I'm thinking also that I might want to go with her to this bookstore that opened up, I think recently, in my city. It's like specifically a romance bookstore, which, like, again, I'm not really like a romance girly. Like sometimes I'm a romance girly, most of the time not really. But I do want to check it out because it just has like a vibe. So I think I want to go there with Sam. Anyway, I've been talking for like over 12 minutes. I'm gonna let you go, but I will let you know when I finish Blood Cruise and what book I'm gonna start next. I'm excited, honestly, to see where I go on the map. Who knows what will happen? Bye.
Come on, soft, turn the key and cooler on. Push a pause for relief. Free pass, you don't even have to ask to be the cat in the sun. Someday I will see the whole deal through. Today I've got better things to do. Okay, to leave a little bit undone and be the cat in the sun. Be the cat in the sun. Set aside every empty spreadsheet line and loosen up on the grind. Simmer down, settle back and see the whole deal through today. I've got better things to do, okay, to lead a little bit undone. Be the cat in the sun, be the cat in the sun.
Tiffaroni, hi. So this is the last clip of the reading vlog. I do want to let you know that I did finish Blood Cruise. You remember when I was like, I want answers. What are the answers to these questions? I got the answers that I was looking for. But the ending of this book is like open-ended. And I don't mean like open-ended where it's like the author really is like, I didn't know what to do, so here you go. Like, it's not like that. It's not like that at all. Instead, it's like, oh. It's literally, it's that. If you know, you know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if I like it. The whole time I was reading it, I was like, what am I going to rate this book? Like, what am I going to give it? And I think I'm going to give it 4 stars out of 5. I was really stumbling between 4 and 5 stars, but I think I'm going to do 4 stars because the ending was kind of open-ended. And I'm honestly, personally, in my heart of hearts, not an open-ended, not a girly for the open-endies. The open-endies, not my faves. The rest of the book, a roller coaster. Listen, did it take me a long time to finish this book? Yes. Did I take my time with it? Kind of, actually. I think I really could have finished it in like 3 days, 2 days, if I really had like put my bussy into it. But, and by the way, that's book pussy, not butt pussy. Just so you know, my book pussy. This is the weirdest thing I've ever said. But either way, if I had really put my bussy into it, I think I could have done it. I think I could have read it in 2 or 3 days. But I was really taking my time with it. I was enjoying myself. It was a fun little read. I honestly never felt like the story was too slow, too quick. Maybe in the beginning I kind of felt like I had to sort of like lean in, you know what I mean, to get into it. But at no other point in the book was I like, oh my God, move on. Like, I thought the pacing was done really, 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 really well. You could say that Matt Strandberg put his bussy into it. I want the new catchphrase of this channel to be book pussy. I'm gonna make merch that specifically says it's gonna be these really high quality, nice sweatshirts that's just gonna have embroidery and just like a small text or like here, and it's just gonna say book pussy. The fact that anyone watches my channel and like the fact that you come back, that's crazy. Tiffany, you're crazy for that, but I love you for it. Anyway, I really enjoyed this book. I thought, bro, it was so gory. It was really fucked up. I was honestly kind of scared for some of it. I was like, if this fucking happened, I would be dead immediately. Although maybe actually a vampire. Honestly, actually, and also, I don't think I would have minded either being a vampire. Like, it would have sucked having to like murder people or whatever. After the 3-month trial period, you're like, you remember everything, you have your wits about you. It's just like that little period where you're a little bit feral. That's all. I think I could have handled it, especially if it was like a Buffy situation and maybe they like put me in like a cage for that whole time or whatever, like kept me isolated. I think it would have been fine. If that happens, that's what I want. I want somebody to like put me in a cage for a few months, and then that is if it's like vampires like this. If it's just like vampires where you just like become a vampire and you're like Edward fucking Cullen, this is the skin of a killer, blah, then yeah, just don't put me in a cage. But if it's one of these kinds of vampires, put me in a cage. Anyway, I really liked this. I only technically did 2 prompts, barely 2 actually. I basically did 1, but I'm gonna be having another readathon in May, I think, for the Patreon. I'm just in my readathon era, okay? I was honestly working on it earlier today, and it's gonna be like a board game readathon, and I'm very excited for that because, I mean, just what I've made so far, she's stunning. Thank you so much, Tiffany, for watching this video. Let me know down below if you've read either of these books. Let me know if you were joining us for the Patreon readathon. Let me know if you're going to join us for the next one. Yeah, I hope you stay beautiful, stay gorgeous. Let me know also what you thought of like the food content. Also, if you have any other like recommendations for like recipes and stuff, please let me know. Constantly always looking for things to cook, to add to my grocery list. Anyway, my friends, my family, my familia. Don't forget to hit subscribe because we talk about spooky shit, we talk about creepy shit, we talk about blood crews and bussies and shit. Thank you so much. I have a wonderful day. Bye, Tiff. You're gorgeous. I really mean it, actually. You're like literally beautiful and stunning. Okay, bye.
사실은